Hey there, in this video, I'm going to teach you what it actually means when people say you need to be the title holder before you win the title so that you can actually win the title. And oh my goodness, I am giggling. If you've been following me for any length of time, you probably know that these types of sayings there's a ton of them in pageantry. Smile with your eyes. Take smaller steps. And the people that are giving this advice are very well-intentioned, but often they don't really understand the reasoning behind it. And so when they give you that advice, they're not explaining why this actually works. And so you're like, oh, that sounds great. I would love to be the title holder before I actually win the pageant, but how do I do that? This video, I'm going to give you 3 steps that you can actually be the title holder in order to win your pageant. Hello and welcome. If you are new to our channel, this is Win A Pageant. My name is Alycia Darby. I'm the creator and founder of winapageant.com and the creator of the Win A Pageant Academy, which is a 6-month coaching intensive where we are able to actually help you become the title holder in order to win your pageant. And I'm going to share with you how we do that in these 3 simple steps. These 3 steps are actually founded in Stephen Covey's work. You may have heard of Stephen Covey before, famous author and personal development wizard. He wrote The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And if you haven't read it yet, I highly, highly recommend it. It's an outstanding book. It's timeless. It applies in all generations. And it's just absolutely incredible thing to work into your life. We use many of these principles inside of the Win A Pageant Academy. And the 3 steps that I'm going to teach you today, you may have heard of before, and it is called be, do, have. And the way that this strategy works is like this. You see, first, let me share with you what not to do and what most people do wrong. So most women in pageantry, when somebody tells them, you've got to be the title holder, you've got to be the title holder before you get the title. And then the judges, this is what people say erroneously, and then the judges will see what you have done and they'll be like, wow, she's already the title holder. And it will just make sense to them. Okay. And it's like, okay, half true. But let me give you the whole truth here, okay? So if you set a goal for yourself that is something that you want to have, which most of us do, most of us say, the thing that I want most is la la la, fill in the blank, okay? In this case, we're saying that you want to win your pageant. Now, people compete in pageants for all different reasons, and I'm not saying you have to want to win your pageant, but if you do actually want to win your pageant this year, this is what you need to do. And it's going to take you some time. This isn't something that just happens overnight. Okay. You actually have to develop personally. That's what personal development means. You actually have to grow into the person that you want to be. Okay. Here's how. So you want to set your mind on, what do I want to have? Well, I want to have that title. I want to have that crown and sash. I want to have the experiences of that year as a title holder. I want to have the impact that title holder is able to have. I want to have the audience of people. I want to have access to those areas of, the world that this title holder has access to. Now, I would encourage you to get out a piece of paper right now and start writing this stuff down. Like, what is it you actually want to have? Let's get really concrete about that. What is it that you are trying to get? What do you want to have? Now, once you've got that list very clear and you're like, this is why I'm doing this, like, this is the stuff that I want to have. Great. Perfect place to begin. Now, let's back up another step, okay? Because that's what we want to have. But there's a step in between there called do. What do you need to do in order to have those things? What are the things you need to do? So what do you have to do in order to have the access that person has, in order to speak to the kids in the schools, to speak to the audience of people, in order to be on the Today Show, and in order to be on all those podcast episodes that you want to be on, and in order to ride in the parades, and in order to be sponsored by what do you need to do in order to have those things? Well, you might need to, and now you're going to make your list of the things you need to do. This would be, you might need to have a keynote speech. You might need to be speaking in public, like have that as a skill set on your resume, know how to do it so that if someone asks you, invites you to speak to their audience, you're ready for it. You might need to understand what your sound bites are and know, what are you even talking about? What do you want to be promoting? What do you want to be known for? You have to kind of have that understanding so that you're able to communicate. You might need some skills in communication. You might need to do some posts on social media. You might need to learn how to build partnerships and relationships with people inside of your community so that you can build those sponsorships. That doesn't just happen naturally. These are things that people have worked on to grow and to build. So you're going to make your list of the things that you know that you need to do. Maybe you need to practice your walking, or maybe you need to finally start eating healthy again, or maybe you need to dye your hair, or you need to upgrade your wardrobe, or I don't know, think about the things that you need to do. Okay. Now, once you have your list of things you need to do, this is the most important part. And it's actually step one, but we want to understand them in this order. Okay. So you go 3, 2, 1. And step one is, who do you need to be in order to be the person that will do the activities that will get you the outcome that you want? Now, the reason that this is so, so important is because this is the work. This is the work of personally developing yourself so that you are able to do the things that you need to do in order to get the things you want to have. And what usually happens is that we are more than willing to do the work. Tell me what I need to do and I'll do it. I'll do anything. I'll do anything. But what happens is, as you get going and as the going gets tough, whoever you are being is going to get bumped, and whatever you are full of is going to spill all over the floor. And what happens for most women as they go through this process, you sign up for your pageant, you're all excited. Oh, I might win this pageant. I need to get a new hairdo. I need to upgrade my wardrobe. But you start doing. And then you get to a certain place where you're not able to do your way into getting what you want. And what the judges see is a doer without any sense of purpose. There's no deeper sense of who you really are. And it's a flurry of doing only to have. And you've skipped the very first step, which is to become. This is what the saying is trying to communicate. To become the title holder is what will actually get you there. And it's not going to happen in a month. It is not going to happen in a week. For most women, it's not going to happen even in 6 months or a year. For many of us, we have to start developing. It takes time. It takes time. Now, you might already be on your way. You might already be reading the right books and absorbing the right content, and listening to the right podcast, and really, creating a new version of yourself to become who you need to become, so that when the tasks are in front of you and the going gets tough, and it will get tough, you will have people out there who disagree with you. You will have people who are naysayers and who are coming against you and who disagree with even the fact that you're even competing in a pageant. And when that happens, when that force of opposition comes at you, and it will, you have to be the type of person that's able to continue to do the things you need to do in order to get what you want to have. And so when the time comes where you just feel tired, and you will, because it's not easy. And when the time comes that you are sick, or that you've hurt yourself, or that you can't think of a new idea, or that you feel tongue-tied, or that when you feel stuck, you are going to be able to lean into who you are. Now, this is step one. The be, who you will be, who you are becoming, is step one. You maybe make your list first, but we've got to work on how you're showing up, who you want to become. Now, You might ask me, okay, Alycia, so I get it. I'm with you here. I know what I want to have. I get that there's going to be some stuff I want to do and stuff I don't want to do. Both of them need to get done in order to be the person I need, or in order to have what I want to have. How do I be the person I need to be? Who do I actually need to be? That's for you to decide, but let me give you a few ideas of things that I have seen as successful as I've watched the women in my Win A Pageant Academy become successful on the other side. The things that they are being are visionaries. The women inside of the academy are visionaries. They see things not just up to their pageant, but through their pageant. That's wildly important, as you actually have to understand, where am I going in a big picture? This is why in the academy, we work on what we call a legacy project, because we are developing your legacy. This isn't just so you can just get a crown on your head. We actually want you to have a greater impact even beyond your years in pageantry. And so what I've found is that my clients who are most successful, wildly successful, not just in pageantry, but in life, they become a visionary for their life. They also become coachable. And I did an entire video on what it actually means to be coachable, what that is, and how you can show up as coachable. Like, what does that even look like? And how do you even develop that coachability? Someone that is coachable is able to now do the things that they need to do in order to get the things that they want to have. You've got to be a visionary. You've got to be coachable. You have to be somebody who is a lifelong learner. You can't just learn a few skill sets here and there, because the world is constantly changing. If you haven't noticed, it is tough to keep up these days. There is always something new. There's always something fresh, and you cannot chase all of them. You have to also be discerning. You have to become discerning. That's something so that you can sort, what are the things that I need to do that are going to lead me down the right path? What are the opportunities that I should choose and the ones that I should not choose? Right? Because every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else, and vice versa, right? You have to become the type of person that's able to discern those types of things. You got to be a visionary. You've got to be somebody that's the, let me be motivated. Let me get up and go, right? Where is your motivation coming from? If you are going to be somebody that is motivated, gosh, wouldn't that be great to just be constantly motivated? What do you need to be in order to do the things that you need to do and become those things? And when you become those things, you will find that the doing becomes very easy. Once you have a purpose, by the way, it makes posting on social media extremely easy. You don't have to think up stuff. You're not snapping photos of your food all the time. You don't have to worry. You just post the things that you know is your impact, is what you are offering to the world, your purpose beyond just winning your pageant, right? When you become who you need to become, the doing becomes very easy. It's very easy to now go out and create partnerships with people because you're very clear on your vision. You know exactly what you are going after, and you know who is going to be interested in that. So now creating partnerships is like, that's a piece of cake. The doing makes it become like so much easier. Okay. Once you've become the person that you need to become, if you need to be more patient, perhaps in order to achieve your goals, if you need to be the type of person who is friendlier or who is vulnerable or who is open, or all of those things are aspects of your personal experience. Developing personally is something that we can do at any age and stage of our lives. I have a young daughter right now who I have watched just hit, she's almost a year old. I've watched her hit all these milestones back to back to back to back. She's like a completely different person now. And I'm thinking, gosh, when did we lose that rate of personal development? If we were able to personally develop at that rate that a little kid does, that a baby does, think about where your life could be. If you were able to become the person that you know you have the potential to become, but it's very difficult to do the things that you know you want to do because you haven't yet become the person that makes the doing very easy. And when the doing is very easy, getting what you want to have becomes simple. It actually becomes almost automatic. When you become the person you need to become, you start automatically doing the things that you know you need to do. And you will find that the results, getting what you want to have, is just a byproduct of all of the other things. In pageantry, sometimes we think that we're supposed to just act like we've already got it together. That is not true. That is absolutely the backwards, upside down, twisted. Do not do that. Okay. That is not going to work for you. Do not pretend you have it all figured out. Instead, go back to the beginning and think, who do I need to become in order to do the things that I know I need to do to get the things I know that I want to have? We would love to welcome you inside of the Win A Pageant Academy, because this is what we do Monday through Friday, every single day of the week, because this is what we want for you. We want you to become the very best version of yourself, because that's what makes the winning very easy. Hey, thank you so much for joining me today. If you are looking for more videos on all this stuff, I publish every single Wednesday, but if you're like most busy people, we hardly know what day it is. Okay, so here's what I need you to do. Hit the subscribe button and then click the little notifications bell so that you do not miss out on any other episodes. I want to help you become the person that you need to be in order to do all the things that I know you are capable of doing, but you're just getting stuck because you haven't actually developed who you need to be in order to do that stuff, so that you can achieve all of the goals that God has given you from the start. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you next time.